On Sunday, June 9, 2014, a man was chatting with his neighbor, 37-year-old Gregory Hale, when Hale asked him a horrifying question. Hale inquired if the neighbor could help dispose of a body. Initially thinking it was a joke, the neighbor's disbelief turned to alarm when Hale asked to borrow his digger. The neighbor promptly refused and called the police. Deputies arrived at Hale's home, located in a small rural community just outside Manchester, Tennessee. Inside, they made a gruesome discovery: dismembered remains of a woman in 2 separate buckets and a burned torso in a burn pile. The body was identified as 36-year-old Lisa Marie Hyder. In the living room, deputies found Hale asleep on a couch. The home belonged to his elderly parents, who were described by the sheriff as good people. Hale was arrested at the scene and charged with premeditated first-degree murder and abuse of a corpse. He was held on a $1.50 million bond. Hale didn't deny his actions. He confessed in chilling detail. He admitted to beheading Lisa, chopping off her hands, and placing her body parts in plastic buckets. He also admitted to cannibalizing parts of her body. Investigators found Lisa's heart in a neighbor's garden, which Hale said he had discarded. He explained that on June 10th, he encountered Lisa at a local liquor store. That afternoon, Lisa contacted her ex-husband Charles, asking if he could come to Coffee County to pick her up from the store. Charles, who was in Huntsville, Alabama at the time, told Lisa he would come get her when he returned home around 4:30 p.m. However, when Charles tried to call Lisa, her phone was dead and went straight to voicemail. As the news of the gruesome murder spread through the media, Charles was overwhelmed with grief. He expressed his feelings to the press, saying, "I still blame myself because I didn't go get her. I was down in Huntsville unloading my truck. I wish I could have been there a little faster. Usually, I rescue her every time something goes wrong." Lisa and Charles had been married for 6 years before divorcing about a year ago. Sadly, Lisa had her own battles. She struggled with alcohol abuse and was diagnosed with ovarian cancer, which she chose not to treat. Doctors gave her an estimated 6 months to live. Despite her challenges, Lisa was a devoted mother to her 6 children, whom she adored. Her father, Billy Poor, expressed their desire for Hale to receive the death penalty if found guilty of the murder. With Hale in prison, the community began to investigate his background and look for any warning signs. His Facebook profile revealed numerous disturbing posts, featuring him posing with homemade masks and large knives. On April 10th, he posed a question about whether a vegetarian would taste like soy meat to a cannibal and shared a photo with a controversial caption. He also posted about hugging people he hated to know how big to dig the hole in his backyard. Hale, who once worked at a meat plant, was described by colleagues as odd for taking home bones, blood, and eyeballs from the slaughtered animals. He was eventually fired after being caught performing a ritual with animal parts. Hale had a history of charges, including domestic violence in November 2001, simple possession, driving on a revoked or suspended license, possession of drug paraphernalia, and several arrests for probation violations and failure to appear in court. In 2015, Gregory Hale pleaded guilty to a murder and was sentenced to life in prison without parole. The district attorney noted that Hale had disturbing fantasies involving violence.